He seems like one of these young, entitled, rich guys who's never been told no. And he also seems like the type that doesn't respect women.
Chris Brown arrested after woman claims that he threatened her with a gun.
If I love you, ain't nobody gonna have you. I'm gonna make you miserable. I'm gonna chase that out. I'm gonna chase your ass around. Shit, I'm one of them. If I love you, ain't nobody gonna have you. That.
Chris Brown is disgusting for how he treats women. Not only has he beat Rihanna in the past, but it looks like he's beat every girl he's ever dated. One of his last girlfriends, Karrueche Tran, got a 5-year restraining order against Chris after he threatened to kill her. So let's get into it. Fans are finally starting to realize that Chris Brown is a terrible person. And Chris Brown continues to complain that people still hate him for assaulting Rihanna. I'm sorry, Chris, but you're gonna have to live with this for the rest of your life. People are talking about that incident because Rihanna recently performed at the Super Bowl, and Chris announced that he's got a single coming out with singer Chloe Bailey. So now that people are talking about Chris Brown, they're talking about what he did to Rihanna, and they're also talking about his other past relationships, because when it comes to Chris, there is a clear theme here, and he once dated a woman named Karrueche who was screwed over by him big time.
It'll already be public record that he's been harassing you. He seems like one of these young, entitled, rich guys who's never been told no. And he also seems like the type that doesn't respect women the way they should. And that, I mean, that's it.
It's clear that Chris Brown does not respect women, and when it comes to his criminal past, there's zero accountability. Chris is telling people to kiss his effing if they still hate him for his mistake of assaulting Rihanna back in 2009. He wrote, "I'm effing 33. I'm tired of y'all running with this narrative." The problem is that there is no narrative here. And in my opinion, I feel like there's a lack of narrative because people still don't understand how bad Chris was. And when we talk about his relationship with Karrueche, you guys are going to understand. But Chris continued on his social media rant, and he called out a few other celebrities who have been accused of abuse in the past, but they're still working in Hollywood. People like Ozzy Osbourne, Emma Roberts, which we have a video about. And honestly, him posting all these people and trying to deflect just makes him look even more guilty. He's just putting out more names out there of people who are problematic, and I didn't even realize it. So I've got a few new people to talk about on my channel. Now let's go through some of Chris's history, because back in 2009, he pled guilty to felony assault of Rihanna. Then a year later, he started dating Karrueche Tran, and in 2017, she was awarded a 5-year-long restraining order against him. So he left one toxic relationship and jumped into another one. And when Karrueche and Chris broke up, it was extremely messy because he had been getting other people pregnant while he was dating her. I mean, that's so disrespectful right there, to be dating someone so publicly and then to go and have a whole other child with them. It sounds a lot like Tristan Thompson.
Remember, it was Karrueche who left Chris after she read online, like the rest of us, that he just had a baby with another woman.
Now let's talk about what Chris did to Karrueche throughout their relationship. I mean, there's a good reason why she was granted a restraining order, and that's because he threatened to kill her.
Karrueche dumped Chris after it was revealed that he had a baby girl named Royalty with another woman behind her back. These hoes ain't loyal, Chris. Whatever.
If you guys don't know who Karrueche Tran is, she is an actress and model, and from 2013 through 2016, she starred as Vivian Johnson in the web series The Bay. So she's a relatively successful actress, but she definitely doesn't have the leverage that a superstar like Chris Brown has. Let's go through some text messages that Chris sent Karrueche, like this one. "I will beat the out of you. It also looks like Chris was looking to get some money back from Karrueche, so he sent a text saying, "I can get my money back, I'm tired of playing games." And under a public Instagram photo, he wrote a comment saying, "I'ma kill blood," under a photo of Karrueche and actor Michael B. Jordan. Those are just a few text messages, but there's so much more. I mean, if you just Google this couple, this is what you're gonna see. Like, this is a casual picture of them, and the paparazzi's just capturing this, and everyone's just moving on. It's clear that there's a domestic situation here. I doubt that she's sitting here, just had some bread and started choking, and now he's, the loving boyfriend who's here, helping her get the bread out of her throat. No, ma'am. Chris Brown has a history, and he thinks that he can just grab these women whenever he wants to if they deny what he wants. I mean, it just seems like he's got really poor coping mechanisms, and he takes it out on his partner, and I'm sure his friends and his staff, like, ooh, I'd hate to work for him. And people are starting to realize how bad Chris is. Someone wrote, quote, "It's not about one singular thing, it's your whole history of abuse." Also, other users acknowledged that this is a much less known case about Chris Brown's actions against Rihanna. So they're speaking about Karrueche and what he did to Karrueche, and how a lot of people, they know what he did to Rihanna, but they don't realize what he did to her. Quote, "People who defend Chris Brown only bring up Rihanna and how she forgave him. They never mentioned the restraining order with Karrueche Tran. Him throwing her downstairs, punching her in the stomach, and harassment. His colorist or holding a woman hostage with a gun says a lot." End quote. Which I must agree. There's a reason why Karrueche was given such a great restraining order. I mean, 5 years is a long time, and that's because she came with evidence into the courtroom. And a lot of that evidence is sealed because there are voicemails, additional text messages, so much more content that she has of him harassing her and threatening her life. But, she had to present it to the court, keep it under wraps, so she could have this restraining order. Karrueche took to the stand Thursday in her restraining order case against Chris, telling a judge after she broke up with the singer, he demanded diamond rings he bought for her to be returned, which she refused. And then Chris became aggressive because she refused to return those diamond rings that he had gifted her. Karrueche explained that in text messages between herself and Chris post-breakup, he would say things like, quote, "I'm not being nice to you anymore. If I see you out in public, I'm going to be there and I'll make you hate me even more. Don't be anywhere. I'm out in public. I'm going to ban you from all the events." So he's saying, like, I'm going to blacklist you from Hollywood because, I guess they're done. And he said this a few different times. There's one video he posted on social media where he told Karrueche that if he loves a woman, he's going to make her life miserable for love. And it seems like he had a message for his ex then.
I be complaining about being like stalkers and love with y'all kind of crazy and get tired of it. Well, guess what? I want to do. If I love you, ain't nobody gonna have you. I'm gonna make you miserable. I'm gonna chase that out. I'm gonna chase your around, and it's done. Ladies, y'all ever dealt with a that just be like blowing y'all shit up, hopping gates, stalking the out you, getting on your nerves? Well, I'm one of them. If I love you, ain't nobody gonna have you. That.
There is something so immature about Chris, and when it comes to coping mechanisms, he has none. Like, this man doesn't know how to handle himself and to chill and to go through his emotions privately. He acts stupid on Instagram and ultimately gets himself in trouble. It also doesn't help that Karrueche explained to the judge that Chris told a few people, so verbally told a few people, that he was going to kill her, that he was going to have one of his friends take her out so that she couldn't be with anyone else. And I guess he also threatened to shoot her. Like, he was pretty much paying for a hitman to go and kill off his ex because he couldn't handle their breakup, which I'm glad the judge acknowledged this and listened to her and gave her that restraining order because she really needs it. The legal documents also claim that Chris threatened to harm her friends and even recently threw a drink at one of them. This on top of getting physical with Karrueche. At some point, she shared that he punched her in her stomach twice and pushed her down the stairs. This also would have been at the time when he was on probation for getting physical with Rihanna, so that's definitely against his probation. But once the couple split, they had a really messy moment in Hollywood because I guess like Karrueche was at this party, Chris knew she was going to be there, so he came to the party to pretty much harass her in front of everyone.
So Karrueche's very upset about all this, and Chris just will not stop bothering her. So finally, Karrueche decides, I'm leaving the club. TMZ got the footage of Chris following Karrueche out of the club and forcing his way into her Uber car. Crazy. So Karrueche's getting an Uber with her friends. Chris is badgering her, and Karrueche's telling her, Chris, leave us alone, leave us alone. Chris pushes one of her friends out of the way and gets in the Uber. And the reason that Karrueche didn't complain about that is because she didn't want to make any more of a scene than that was already going on.
You would think the drama just ends there, but it doesn't, because after this, Karrueche decides to go home and Chris does not leave her alone.
So after Karrueche does finish hanging out with her friends, she decides to go back to her house, where all night long she's hearing, where you at? Where you at? To the point where the neighbors had to call the cops. Now, first of all, as a young woman, I don't even know why you even have to have a house. Like, I'm not blaming her, but
she should be able to own a house and go there safely without having to worry about any crazy ex-boyfriends. He does not have the right to go and follow this woman home, the same woman he's threatened to kill. I also saw reports that they went to a restaurant called Norm's that night, which is a diner actually like really close to where I live. I'm like not trying to dox myself, but I'm like, okay, I know where Norm's is at, and it is so wild to like see where these celebrities hang out. And I'm like, wait, what? That's like 1 block away from me. But anyways, they went to Norm's and there was an entire scene there.
Then fled her house for Norm's Diner, which is kind of like the Denny's of LA, where Chris showed up again and their argument turned into a full-blown grand slam breakfast shouting match. Maybe just get some onion rings, guys, and settle this when everybody is calm.
There's so much drama in this breakup, I can't even keep up because it doesn't make sense. Like, they're all way too grown to be fighting like this. Karrueche literally played the messages with Chris Brown threatening to kill her on voicemail and in text messages for the judge in a courtroom. And that's why she was awarded a 5-year permanent restraining order. So they don't just hand those out. I'm so done with Chris Brown because he truly believes he's above the law and everyone else, that he doesn't have to even follow this restraining order. Because in 2019, 2 years after she was given her 5-year permanent restraining order, he was bothering her on Instagram. Karrueche posted this photo of herself and her boyfriend, Victor Cruz, at the time, and for whatever reason, Chris wanted to comment and wrote, "No shade, boo, but please style him." And he's trying to like call out this guy's outfit, which I think is like so like, I don't want to say like so gay because I know like some people take offense to that, but like why is this straight man worried about this other straight man's like outfit? And like that's what like it seems so petty. You're gonna go after your ex-girlfriend because you're still hurt and call out her man's clothing and say, "No shade, boo, but please style him." It's like, bro, why don't you check out who's in the picture with your ex-girl? So I think you could tell who really won here. Then Chris posted this on his story: "Is it a sucker move to think about your ex?" And I would say yes. And also just to like get physical with a woman, to speak to a woman that way. Like, we're both from Virginia. I actually have seen Chris Brown out a few different times because he had gone to the amusement park and things like that. So he's from like where I'm from pretty much. And I thought they taught us better over there, you know? But of course, if there's ever a picture of Karrueche on the internet, Chris is there to comment. Like in this photo where he commented a cow emoji and a poop emoji. Very mature. One last thing I wanted to mention was that Chris has held a hostage at his home with a gun. That's something that I read in one of these articles involving Karrueche, and it's something that actually did happen. Chris Brown arrested after woman claims that he threatened her with a gun. He was arrested but then released on bail for $250,000 because he pointed a gun at this woman who was there to sell diamond watches. I guess at some point there was a dispute during the sale and Chris took over the place, and he had the gun, so these people had to do whatever he wanted them to because he was in control there, which it seems like he's got a lot of issues with control. So there's a lot of red flags here and a lack of accountability. And I hope whoever ends up with Chris Brown next really understands his past, because he needs like a therapist girlfriend who can like deal with someone who clearly has a lot of issues. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Here's my email if you have any other video ideas for me. And let's go ahead and open this P.O. Box package item. It looks like it's from Lux Lab. Ooh, that was a mouthful. I feel like I was just speaking like really quickly, like kind of like Trisha Paytas vibes. Also, I went to a dermatologist recently, so hopefully my skin starts getting better, guys. I know a lot of you were. Wait, what? It says we heart Sloan. Oh my gosh. Look how sweet that is. Love it. Okay, let's go ahead and see what's going on in here. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Yes. As I'm talking about skincare. Wait, also, is this a certain type of like paperclip that's been going around lately? Because I've never seen these until like this year, and now I've seen so many of them. Everyone's using these type of paper clips. Like, that's not how they made paper clips when I was young. Sloan, from all the ladies at Lux Lab, we just adore you. Aw, Annie, Kelly, and Sherri. And we heart your gorgeous skin. Oh, I've had to go to a dermatologist recently because I've been having some breakouts, but we're getting it under control. Business has almost gone under because of COVID. Oh no, but we're not giving up. We hope you will try some of our favorite items from our store, which is luxliplab.com. I'll list everything below. And it looks like we have a few different products here. Some anti-aging sunscreen, some blemish spot treatment, which you never have. Lately I do though. Like, you guys actually have a beauty filter on, but I had a bump on my nose that I had burnt off. Literally burnt off on Friday. So I've got like a scab there. Maybe you can see it a little bit, but I did put a little makeup on it trying to like cover it because, girl, I've never had my skin so, well, it was really busted back in like when I was 20 years old, but it's been a while. It also looks like you can use my code Sloan10 for 10% off your order, which I love that. And he also has a YouTube channel, BIKINI Tran Beauty. I will list everything below. I'm like terrible at reading like any handwriting that's not typewritten. But the website is luxliplab.com. So I will list it all below, and I'm so excited to try these out. So right here we have a little makeup brush, which is cute. Very nice. Very pointed. I feel like this would be good if you like wore eyeliner or something. So it looks like this is a nighttime PDRN hydrator. This is that sunscreen they were talking about, which I'm so excited for because I need to protect myself. Right here, it looks like we have some eye drops. Cute. I wonder how these ones like work compared to Rotos, because I usually use Rotos. This one, I'm like, what is going on here? Is it already like, did something happen? I don't know. This is a healer, rejuvenating skin. I wonder how you do this. I'll have to figure this one out later. It looks like it's a Korean skincare though. Right here, we have the dark spot correcting glow serum, which I'm hype about this. I feel like I have some dark spots I want to take care of. This is Dream, which is the blemish control. I need this. I wonder what's in it. Like, is it benzoyl peroxide or what is that? Last but not least, we have the water sleeping mask. Ooh, sleeping mask. Let's go ahead and open this. It looks very hydrating. I'm here for it. We love blue too. On brand. Thank you so much for all these products. I'm so excited to try them. It looks like a lot of them are Korean skincare type. Like they have you know, like Korean writing. I believe it's Korean. But anyways, I'm so excited to let you guys know how I love them, and I'll see you in a new video soon. Bye guys.